It's crazy the difference a month can make in the crypto market. ADA's looked at it in a very different light than it was just a month ago when people thought it was dead, when they thought it wasn't going anywhere. And now it's been one of the best, if not the best performer over the last month, especially from blue chip assets. And there's something that we need to be talking about now, and this is the end of the year because we're getting very close to the end of 2024. And I want to talk again about where price is going to be at this time, because now, because of this burst of excitement, because of the supply shock that's taking place, it really opens up the door for some surprising possibilities. I'm Luckside. Welcome to the channel. If you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So at the time of filming this video, again, ADA is floating around 83 cents. We've been kind of all over the place here. There's a lot of volatility still. Again, thin liquidity. We're going to move. We're going to be volatile. And hopefully we hold these supports. Maybe we have a cool down. Maybe we keep exploding. We'll see what the day brings. But I will say that, BTC's push to, again, another new all-time high is going to be a very big thing for the market. And that may start to carry a little bit of momentum into alts, which hasn't quite started yet. So first of all, when we're looking at this ADA BTC chart, we're again setting a little bit higher highs. We're building that momentum to climb back up to that 1,000 sat range. So again, we're in a very good recovery mode. We're doing what we did last market cycle, which is basically a point of send, right? And at that moment, ADA obviously in November went on a nice surge. It did set a December low. I think that we're in a very different part of ADA's life cycle than we were back there. There is a lot thinner liquidity. There's a lot better news. There's a lot more ability to actually utilize the ecosystem because of smart contracts and the developments that have been taking place, the partnerships, all these different things. They're putting us in a very different spot. And that's why it wouldn't surprise me if ADA dominance has the potential to break this long-term trend and really get sent to some insane levels. But that's not what we're going to talk about here. What I want to talk about is actually USDT dominance. All right. We're still sitting at this point where about 9 days now, we've kind of traded sideways. And why this is important, and the reason I'm talking about this is it means that there is still a lot of capital on the sidelines that has not re-entered the space. And again, looking at what happened last market cycle, you guys can see what this trend tends to be. There is this big wave of capital that is about to hit and flow back in. But at the same time, while USDT dominance is trading sideways, we're actually seeing the global market cap of crypto on the rise. So you're starting to actually see some of the new capital outside the space begin to flow back into the market. And this is very important because this is when ADA tends to perform its best. This is when ADA does what it did earlier on this market cycle, right? When it did this move here, we saw ADA obviously kind of cool down and kind of sputter out around the same spot it was. But that burst of capital made ADA one of the better performers in the market at the time. And it was also one of the highest recipients of new capital entering the space. Okay. Those are very important things. Now, what I want to show you guys is a couple scenarios here. We've looked at these at different time points or time standpoints. And right now, ADA's kind of sandwiched in between these two paths forward towards the end of the year. Okay. We obviously talked about this one most recently. This was when ADA was flat. It was kind of just, blah. There wasn't a whole lot going on. And we talked about ADA probably being somewhere around what that show, like 60 cents or so by the end of the year. Wasn't very exciting. We talked about it potentially being around 80 cents to $1, somewhere in that range. And then if we rewind, we talked about ADA obviously showing some very similar, some striking similarities, to what we saw in the last market cycle. And that's where we've talked about this possibility of ADA actually being around $2 by the end of 2024. So right now you need to know that both of these, it's a very big range, but both of these are 100% possible. Okay. Anybody that tells you different, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And right now ADA charts smack dab in the middle of this. Okay. It has the potential to, because of the supply shock, because of some price discovery, which I'll talk about in a second here, going on a very quick surge up towards the $2 range and ending the year somewhere around there. That'd be very exciting. And what's interesting is actually these two paths converge as we get to, towards the end of leg 3, right? But at the same time, because of low liquidity, because of us coming into this so hot, there is downside potential too. You need to understand that. Me, as you guys know, I'm a very bullish person. I've been bullish on ADA for a long period of time. This is, again, why I still have my longs open. Again, if you guys do want to check out Margex, there's a referral link in the description below. You can earn up to $10,000 in deposit and trading bonuses. There's no KYC. So feel free to check that out. But this is why I've been opening longs. This is the reason why I hold my long-term positions. It's because I can feel the momentum building in the market. There's a lot of metrics that are working in ADA's favor right now. And this start of new capital, I think, pushes us a lot closer to this $2 price point than it does, this $1 or 60-cent price point. Okay. We're going to obviously have a lot better gauge as we probably get into the middle of December. We're going to find out whether people are, in fact, taking profit to close out the year, or if they're actually buying to get things on the book before getting into 2025, which should be a very explosive year in general. Now, something else that I didn't get to show you guys too, that I actually wanted to show you the other day, is with my indicator here, there's something that is very, very similar to last market cycle. So when we look at what was actually taking place in December, you guys can see that, ADA was slowly but surely building and working its way up to the upside. On the weekly, things were actually looking very good. And as soon as we crossed into January of 2021, you can see we hit bullish momentum on my indicator. This is on the weekly chart, okay? And things were starting to look very good here. And that was basically the point where alt season began, where things began to take off, okay? So looking at where we're at right now, you guys can see that ADA is still in this neutral momentum spot in terms of the indicator. It has not triggered this bullish momentum yet. But when bullish momentum triggers, we know what follows here, right? That is the moment, the point of no return. That is the moment that ADA is going to send in a significant way. So that's what I'm watching for in a big way right here. When that happens, it's off to the races. That is when you see that new capital enter the space. That is when BTC is going to be surging to new all-time highs. That is when you're going to see alts making up significant ground versus BTC, though. And this may be happening a lot sooner than people realize. I've had a lot of people talk about alt season. We've talked about this potentially starting by the end of November. That is still 100% in the cards. Maybe it's the end of the year. Well, we'll just have to wait and be patient and see what happens. But the point I want to make is, we're so close to this trigger and these moves being even bigger than what we're seeing right now. It's just absolutely insane. And all the writing is on the wall. So just be prepared. That's all I got to say. So have a great day. Show your love below. Let me know your thoughts. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.